The human remains found in the Don Valley Golf Course last week have been identified by police.
And we have your HSF election preview for next week's vote. Humber News starts now.
Hello, it's Friday, March 9th. Welcome to Humber News, coming to you from the Broadcast Center here at the North Campus. I'm Wendy Match. Thanks for joining us.
And I'm Andrea Hall. Ahead on our show, we have all your news, sports, and entertainment highlights, as well as your 5-day weather forecast. But first, Wendy has our top story.
Toronto police have confirmed the body found in a ravine near the Don Valley Golf Course is that of the missing teen, Mary McNish-Valley. Police say the teen may have died as a result from a fall from a significant height. Police say that the location of the body underneath a Highway 401 overpass is consistent with the fall. Police say they are not considering it a homicide or a suspicious death at this time, but would not speculate if it was a suicide. It has been 10 days since the body was discovered by a passerby. McNish-Valley went missing on her way to school and was last seen in September 2009. Her father, Victang McNish-Valley, pled guilty to stabbing 3 people in 2010 and was sentenced to 6 years in prison.
Starting Monday, Humber students will be hitting the polls to name next year's student government. Humber reporter Adriano Mancini has the details.
Candidates have advertised their campaign, made lots of promises, and given their speeches. The time is approaching where Humber College can hit to the polls and vote for their HSF representatives. Voting begins Monday and will continue for the remainder of next week, and many people, such as current HSF Chief Returning Officer Adrian Kouranev, are hoping students come out of the voting stations in large numbers.
Last year we had phenomenal voter turnout. We had approximately 21%, if I'm correct. That is higher than almost any other surrounding college post-secondary institute that I'm aware of. Typically the average is around 8% to 10%. 21% is pretty outstanding.
Students will have the luxury of having multiple voting stations at the North Campus. Those areas include the Athletic Center, the main concourse near the lecture hall, the Guelph Humber Atrium, and the HSF offices.
But we will have 4 booths set up at the North Campus and 3 booths set up at the Lakeshore Campus, where students will be able to vote using our online system there at the ballot box, and then that will be tallied live, and we will have results for them upon conclusion around 4:30 on Friday evening.
So be sure to head out to your closest voting station. Voting ends on the 16th. Adriano Mancini, Humber News.
Unemployment rates in Canada are down, but not for the reasons you may think. Last month's numbers are in, and the economy is still struggling to create job opportunities. This is the 7th month in a row where job creation has remained at a standstill in the country. Yet the drop in unemployment comes not because more jobs are being offered, because less Canadians are looking for employment. Taking it the hardest are Canadian youth between the ages of 15 to 24. Almost 27,000 jobs disappeared for young Canadians just last month.
Prime Minister Stephen Harper visited Toronto Island this morning to announce the construction of a pedestrian tunnel between the island and the waterfront. The 240-meter tunnel will lead directly to the island's Billy Bishop Airport. Right now, the only way to reach the airport is by ferry. It is expected to cost $60 million and take 2 years to be completed. The tunnel will be entirely privately funded, using an airport improvement fee paid by those flying from Billy Bishop.
TTC Chair Karen Stintz has been booed and jeered at a transit meeting in Scarborough. She says that TTC does not have enough money to build its subway. About 200 residents attended the event, and most were not happy with Stintz's support of using provincial earmark for the light rail transit. They also called on her to resign. Residents say they simply want the subway they were promised years ago. Council will vote on the Shepherd Subway extension for Scarborough on March 21st.
March break travelers are getting a head start on their vacation plans. Pearson Airport is expecting almost 110,000 passengers to go through the airport today. Travelers are being warned to come early to get through the rush. Air Canada passengers are breathing a sigh of relief after a potential strike was blocked by the federal government, keeping March break holiday plans on schedule.
You may wake up extra groggy Sunday morning, and you have daylight savings to thank. Clocks will spring forward an hour at 2 a.m. Sunday, which means more hours of sun later in the day. We hit the halls of Humber to find out how students feel about the impending fatigue and how it might affect their weekend plans.
So how do you feel about losing an hour of sleep on Sunday?
I kind of want to cry a little bit.
An hour is nothing. Maybe if it was 3 hours, maybe that'd be different. Yeah, that's obviously.
I prefer the time being the way it is right now, instead of going 1 hour back and just ruin. I don't want it to ruin anything, so yeah.
Pretty much we'll be losing around the hour of sleep, but my body will adjust to it because my internal clock's like already messed up as it is, having a night job, so I think I'll be able to adjust.
Most students at least have Sunday to catch up on that lost hour before rising early for school on Monday. When we come back, we'll have more news from across the country and around the world. J.R. Bailey will have the sports news, and we'll have your weather forecast with Dylan McKenzie.
The wet snow put a damper on the start of the weekend, but slowly and surely, the warm weather will come around for a beautiful Sunday. I'll have your 5-day weather forecast after the break.